I was finishing a late shift at my condo, and the building was quiet in that sealed, expensive way. My laptop was the only light besides the city glow leaking through the blinds. A stranger had emailed me a dark web link and wrote, "It's you. Watch." I told myself it was a scam, but curiosity won before common sense did. The page loaded into a grainy live stream titled with my street name. At the end of the hall in the video, my own front door eased inward a few inches. The chat on the side scrolled fast, like a crowd at a sports game. A new message appeared. "He's still inside." I heard a soft click from my actual entryway at the same time. I crept to the hallway and kept my eyes on the peephole. Nothing moved outside, but the air on my side felt disturbed, like someone had just passed close. Back at my laptop, the live stream angle shifted as if the camera had been picked up. I grabbed my keys and tried to leave, because staying was suddenly impossible. The elevator call button did nothing, and the stairwell door wouldn't budge on the first pull. My phone showed full signal, yet every call failed instantly. A scrape came from the corridor. Under the emergency light, a tall figure stepped into view wearing a glossy helmet that swallowed their face. They raised a phone toward me, and my live stream window showed my own terrified posture from their point of view. I ran for the stairs, and my shoes slapped far louder than they should have. The helmeted person sprinted without stumbling, closing the distance like they'd rehearsed the hallway. A gloved hand caught the back of my shirt and yanked me hard. I twisted free and slammed my shoulder into the stairwell door until it finally gave. I took the steps 2 at a time, sliding on a landing and catching myself on the rail. Above me, their footsteps hit the metal stairs with a steady, patient rhythm. I burst into the lobby and shouted until the night desk looked up, startled. When I spun back, the stairwell door hung open, but the corridor beyond was empty. On my laptop later, the dark web page refreshed by itself and displayed a new title, Season 2. I was house-sitting a farmhouse for a co-worker who promised it would be easy and quiet. The nearest neighbor was far enough away that their porch light looked like a star. After dinner, I sat at the kitchen table with my laptop and listened to wind press against the windows. I ended up scrolling through a dark web forum thread about doorstep games people played for attention. Most of it felt like bored, edgy talk until a new post appeared at the bottom. It was a photo of the farmhouse porch taken from the yard, with my lit kitchen window in the frame. I snapped the curtains closed and told myself it could be an old picture, stolen from somewhere. Then the thread updated with another shot, closer, showing the porch step and the welcome mat. The timestamp matched the minute on my stove clock. I checked the front door lock and tried not to breathe too loud. Gravel crunched outside in a slow half circle, like someone pacing to hear how I'd react. A message popped up on the thread. "Don't hide. We like movement." I went for the car keys and found the keyring missing from the hook by the mudroom. My phone showed no service, and the landline gave a dead, empty tone. When I yanked the back door, the latch stuck and refused to open fully. Lightning flashed and turned the kitchen into a strobe-lit photograph. A person stood inches from the window screen, face smeared with wet dirt, eyes fixed on mine. Their fingers pressed into the mesh, making it bow inward like a living thing. The screen frame lifted with a soft, practiced pop. A hand slid through and groped for the window latch, nails scraping wood. I stumbled back, knocked over a chair, and the dirt-smeared face angled as if listening to my footsteps. I bolted down the hallway and locked myself into the bathroom. The window was small, but panic makes you fit where you shouldn't, and I shoved myself through and dropped into cold grass. Behind me, the farmhouse door banged once, heavy and satisfied. Headlights appeared on the road like a miracle I didn't deserve. I ran into the beam, waving both arms until the driver slowed, and I didn't stop moving until I was inside and the doors were shut. In the morning, the porch had a single sheet of paper taped to it with the thread printed out, and the last line read, "Tonight again." My roommate was out of town, and the townhouse felt too big for one person at night. I was packing boxes in the living room, trying to make the place look less like a mess. An email arrived from an unknown address with one sentence: "You were listed on the dark web." I clicked the link, because denial is easier than fear. A plain page loaded with a blueprint of my townhouse, drawn in crisp lines. A pulsing dot labeled "Here" hovered exactly over the room I was standing in. I backed away from my laptop like it might bite. Upstairs, a slow creak traveled across the ceiling, not like settling wood, but like weight. On the screen, a message appeared. "Don't look for us. Look up." The attic hatch over the hallway was slightly open, just enough to show a thin black seam. I grabbed my phone and tried to call anyone, but the call dropped before it rang. The webpage updated with a new note. Battery at 14%, matching my phone without me touching it. I ran to the front door and shoved the lock, but the handle wouldn't turn cleanly. The house lights flickered twice and died, leaving only my laptop glow. Somewhere above, something tapped the hatch like it was testing the edge. A folded ladder slid down, metal whispering against drywall. A person descended in white coveralls and a clear face shield, holding a small camera pointed straight at me. Through the shield, their eyes looked flat and bored, like I was already a file. I sprinted for the kitchen, and their feet hit the floor behind me with a quiet speed that felt wrong. I swung around the counter, but they cut the angle and met me near the refrigerator. Their hand caught my sleeve, and I felt warm breath push through the shield's vents. I ripped free and threw a chair into the hallway to slow them down. The back patio door opened on the first pull, and cold air slapped my face like a slap awake. I ran into the streetlights and didn't stop until my lungs burned raw. At my friend's place, I watched my hands shake while I tried to explain without sounding insane. My laptop, which I hadn't opened, suddenly woke and displayed the same blueprint, but the dot now pulsed at my friend's doorway. Then there were 3 soft knocks from the hall, perfectly timed to the blinking cursor, waiting for my next move.